Hello, and thank you for taking the time to view our presentation today. My name is Barrett Geyer, and I'm the Marketing Manager here at Synergis Engineering Design Solutions. I'd like to take some time to help explain the changes Autodesk has made around their software and discuss your renewal time options. These changes have also brought about numerous questions from our customers, so the goal of this presentation is twofold. One, to provide you with all the information you need to understand the options that are available to you at the time of renewal, and two, to provide all the information you need to determine whether it's time for you to move from maintenance to subscription. As you may already be aware, Autodesk has announced several exclusive special offers available to our customers interested in moving their perpetual licenses on maintenance plans to subscription at a discounted price. But we'll get into this a little bit more later. When Autodesk first announced these changes, you probably leaned in one of three ways. Maybe you were excited about the change, thinking, it's about time. Or maybe you were a little bit skeptical. There are some questions that you still need to have answered before you feel comfortable with the change. Or maybe you just downright didn't like it. It's not for you. Subscription is not what you're interested in. But regardless of which of the three groups you find yourself in, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. And that's what this presentation is all about. So, some of the questions that we'll cover include, why has Autodesk made the move to subscription? Well, there's a lot of valid reasons, and some of our customers just aren't fully aware of what all prompted Autodesk to make this decision. Also, what's in it for you? Autodesk is going to continue to invest heavily in subscription offerings to provide you with greater value, including benefits available exclusively for subscribers, and I want to make sure that you're fully aware of what that entails. Finally, later in the presentation, I'm going to cover all of the different options that you have at the time of renewal. I'll also talk with you about the different considerations you need to think through when you're making this decision. But first, I wanted to share with you a personal story about the experience that I, and many others, have had with Netflix. This is an email that Netflix sent out to many of their customers in 2011, telling them that they were making a change to their plans. It said that I had to make a decision and choose between streaming movies or ordering and receiving DVDs in the mail, something that I was already getting for a cheaper price. And if I wanted to continue to use both options, I would have to pay a premium. I wasn't happy with this. I was really upset, actually, that they were forcing me to make a decision. I was happy getting my DVDs in the mail. I was watching the movies that I wanted to watch, and I didn't understand why they were asking me to make a choice between the two options or pay a premium. I was also concerned about streaming. I didn't feel that it provided as extensive a library of different movies, and I wasn't sure if I'd have to sit and wait while the movies were buffering. It just didn't feel like the streaming capabilities were there yet. But Netflix, they were promising a really great experience. And over time, as I gave it a chance, I saw that Netflix gave me an amazing amount of movies and titles to select from. The greatest thing is that they provided really good recommendations of what I would be interested in watching, based on what I had previously watched. Also, the streaming on Netflix has gotten really great, and the biggest thing for me really was the instant gratification. In addition to that, I also got to access my movies on all different platforms, something I never knew I even wanted or needed, but now I can't imagine living without that functionality. On top of that, I also got the ability to set up and manage my own profile and one for my family, so I never mixed up my recommendations with my kids' recommendations. When I think back on this whole experience, I start to wonder why I was so upset with the notion that I had to make a decision early on. But there really were valid reasons, and in the end, Netflix delivered on what they were promising. When we look at the bigger picture, there are a lot of subscription-based companies out there. Some companies, like Amazon, started out as a subscription-based business, and you may never have even realized that they were subscription. That's just the way they've always been, and it's never really mattered. And then there are others that are long-standing companies that are making the transition to subscription. And you start to wonder, why are so many companies making this move to a subscription model? Well, what it comes down to is that customers have new expectations. And this is something that I'm sure you deal with too every day. You'll notice that your customers are looking for more personalized services and solutions. They want things in real time, whether it's an update, analytics, whatever information. They want it immediately. And that goes back to the immediate fulfillment piece. I don't want to have to wait for a movie to come 3 days later. I want to be able to get instant gratification and get it now. Similar to when you think about Amazon Prime. That's a service I also pay for because I want to get my products as quickly as possible. In addition, customers want ongoing value. They keep investing in solutions and they want to see those solutions are working for them. And finally, it's all about memorable services that they get. It's that moment when they think, I didn't even know I needed this, or what a pleasant surprise. These are what customers today are expecting from their solutions. And for Autodesk and for many other companies, this is only made possible through a subscription offering that allows for a much more personal connection with customers. So this leads us into why Autodesk moved to subscription. We believe that subscribing is the best way for you to get the greatest value from their tools and technologies. Subscribing will fundamentally change how Autodesk is able to deliver extended capabilities and add new functionalities through connected services. And not only that, but as mentioned earlier, Autodesk will continue to invest heavily in their subscription offerings to provide you with greater value. At the end of the day, switching to subscription makes good business sense, both in terms of longer-term cost savings and in the many additional benefits that will be exclusive to subscribers. So what's in it for you? There are a lot of really great features and benefits that come with subscribing. You've come to love and trust Autodesk applications, and now with subscription, you get this and much more. It's all about the subscription advantage. The biggest reason for you to consider moving to subscription is the experience. The subscription world is a lot better, and it's going to continue to get better. Through subscription, Autodesk will provide you with greater access to the latest tools, technologies, and services that you use today, as well as what you will need in the future. You'll also receive flexible control to provide your users with what they need, when they need it, based on how tightly you need to manage your users and costs. In addition, you're going to get valuable insight through reporting and analytics across your users and your products so that you can evaluate your spend, your productivity, and your future needs. Now, when I talk about greater access, the types of things that you can look forward to getting are continuous software updates. Use the Autodesk app to get updates to products, access to your cloud services, and also to receive additional capabilities as soon as they're available. And also, one just note here, a misconception that a lot of clients have is that they can only use the version that they subscribe to, and that's not necessarily the case. You'll continue to get access to previous versions so that you can work with the version that you're most comfortable with. You'll also get fast setup. In your Autodesk account, you'll be able to instantly create new user access to products you've purchased by deploying them directly onto their devices, or you can allow your users to install them on their own from the Autodesk app. And the great thing with subscription is that your subscription follows you. It's not connected to the device, so you can use your software anywhere you need to be, whether it's at home, at work in the office, or even out on the road. And finally, you'll also get all of these great connected cloud services for the products you use most, and that will allow you to create, edit, analyze, and share all of your work on the cloud. For example, you can finish high-performance tasks like rendering in the cloud, which can be done in a matter of minutes or hours rather than days. As we move on to flexible control, Autodesk is working to make sure that software management is easy for you and puts you in charge. Autodesk has consolidated their software and download management. This allows you to sort, search, and filter all of your products and services in a single view in your Autodesk account. They've also incorporated easier user management. With Autodesk account, you can manage who gets access to your products and services. You can assign it by product, you can assign it by user, you can assign it by group, whatever makes the most sense for your business. And you're also able to remove administrative overhead by setting up product update permissions. And you can automate the delivery of these updates to your users through the Autodesk desktop app. Now, you're also able to try new tools without the big upfront investment that comes with perpetual licenses. Your subscription will allow you to pay for the length of time that you choose. You can better manage your software and your budgeting needs. And lastly, as always, you can trust that Autodesk security experts will continue to keep your assets secure and protect your privacy with the latest updates and patches made immediately available. Finally, when we talk about valuable insights, we want to make sure that you get the information that you need in order to optimize your business. You will see things like notifications and alerts, for example. You can look at your contract status in Autodesk account and other available information. Also, with the cloud credit usage reporting, you'll be able to track and optimize how you and your organization spend your cloud credits for your pay-as-you-go cloud services. You'll also get information that helps you with budgeting. When it comes down to subscription costs, they're transparent and predictable. And this is important because it allows you to forecast for the future. And for some industries, it even enables you to be able to charge back some of those software costs directly to a particular project or to a client. So, what choices do you have at the time of renewal? There's really three major choices available to you. You can renew your maintenance, you can switch to subscription, or you can choose to do nothing. I'm going to walk through all three of these and talk to you about some of the things that you might want to consider when you're making your decision at the time of renewal. So let's start off with renewing your maintenance. At renewal time, you can choose to renew your maintenance, and when you do so, you will continue to get all of the same benefits that you've come to enjoy with your maintenance plan. That includes access to the latest software, technical support via the web, previous version rights, home use rights, global travel rights, and all the administrative tools that you've come to know. You'll continue to receive all of these great things. Now, one thing that will change is that maintenance prices will continue to increase. They've already increased by 10% last year, and they've increased an additional 20% this year. Another thing that I want to mention is that it's important for us to be able to offer you an opportunity to choose when it's right for you to move to subscription. Although it may be at a higher cost, it's all about your choice. Now let's move on to switching to subscription. When you switch from maintenance to subscription, you'll receive all the great benefits that you got on maintenance and more. One of the things that I mentioned previously is the new and improved support. Now, I've gotten questions from customers on various details related to the usage as they are making their decisions. And one of these questions is about previous versions. Exclusively through this offer, Autodesk is allowing their customers to switch from maintenance to subscription and continue using the eligible products and versions that they have in the past, as long as they've downloaded and activated them during their maintenance plan, and only if those products are included in their new subscription. If you make the switch and those two apply, you can continue to use those products and those versions without having to make any changes. I also get a lot of questions about where the actual software lives. Sometimes people assume that because it's a subscription model that this means all the software is on the cloud, and that's just not true. Your software behaves the same way and lives where it always has. Your desktop application will continue to be stored on your local machine, whether it's your desktop, your laptop, or even the server in your company. And clearly, cloud applications will continue to be run in the cloud. Another question I get is, well, what about my data? Your data is your proprietary information, period. And where you decide to store your data is up to you. You could continue to store it locally, you can use a third party, you can use the Autodesk cloud storage, whatever you decide is best for you. And that data, nobody owns it but you. It's yours. Once your subscription ends, your data continues to be your data. It's not taken away from you. I just want to make that super clear up front that there is no risk to any of your data. I also get questions about internet connections. When you have a standalone license, or what's considered an individual license today, where your software is on your computer and you use it, you will be switched over to a subscription with single user access, and this will require minimal internet connectivity in two different ways. Number one, you need it quickly when you first start using the software, as it pings the license server to make sure that you have an active license. And number two, once every 30 days, you will get a notification in advance that it needs an internet connection, just to quickly ping back to the license server so that it knows you have an active license. Now, for those who have network licenses, which are on a server, those aren't really going to change. Of course, you know you're going to need an internet connection, as you always have, to download any software to the server or to get that initial license file. But once that license file is on your server, as long as your users have connection to that server through your intranet, there's no need for an internet connection. Also, regarding use of your old perpetual licenses, for some customers, while they're ready to make the switch to subscription, they also need just a little bit more time to prepare for it. So I want to tell you that you may continue to use your old perpetual licenses until you're ready to start your new subscription. Of course, once you make the switch to subscription, we encourage you to start using your new subscription as soon as possible so that you can take advantage of all the great benefits you get through this offer. And the last bit is all about getting started. Basically, your new subscription is going to begin one day after your maintenance ends. You'll write out that term of your maintenance contract, and your new subscription will begin the day after your maintenance expires. That's a lot of information to digest on usage. So if you have more questions, you really owe it to yourself to schedule time to speak with your Synergis account manager. Before moving on, I just want to talk about how you can get the most out of this offer. It's a great deal in general, but there are ways that you can save even more. One of the ways is to consider switching sooner rather than later, and Autodesk has made several promos available right now to help you do just that. Now, if you decide later that you wanted to get the product design and manufacturing collection and you wanted to switch to that, you're not going to get a discount on the product design and manufacturing collection because you've already used your opportunity to switch that one AutoCAD product. So it's extremely important for you to consider what your current needs are as well as what your future needs will be before switching. And that's why I wanted to talk just a little bit real quickly about our industry collections. If you're not aware, industry collections are an amazing evolution of what we had with suites, but so much better. We have 3 different collections, and that's the AEC collection for architecture, engineering, and construction, the media and entertainment collection, and the product design and manufacturing collection. And in these collections is a grouping of the most popular and most used products for those industries. As part of this offer, you're going to get the best value for this, and it's a one-time decision, so make sure that you think it through. I look at collections being similar to Microsoft Office. If somebody in accounting at your company uses Excel and the marketing person uses PowerPoint, you don't really care because you've just rolled out Microsoft Office to everyone. Similar with the collections, one terrific package provides access to a wide collection of the most essential Autodesk software and services for your industry. It just makes it that much easier to manage and deploy when you standardize on your solution. As you roll out a collection to your organization, your users can pick and choose what they need, and you don't have to manage all the different software requests. If you think you may need 2 or more products that are currently in one of the collections, you're going to get a lot more savings if you switch to a collection right out of the gate through this offer than if you were to purchase a standalone subscription for each one of those products. Finally, sometimes customers think, oh, I'm just going to drop off my maintenance. I'm going to let it expire, and then down the road when I need it again, I'll get a new subscription at that time. I'd like to explain how that will impact you in the long run. You can do nothing and continue to use your perpetual license. If you drop off of maintenance, you can, of course, continue to use your perpetual license, as I said, and that's fine. However, you will lose all of these benefits that you had through your maintenance plan. You won't get your updates. You won't be able to use previous versions. You're not going to get technical support, your home use rights, global use rights, your administrative tools. You're not going to have access to the cloud services you receive on maintenance. And you're also going to lose any cloud credits that you have associated with that maintenance plan. This is all important for you to understand when you're making this decision. But most important of all this is when you come back, let's say down the line in a year or two, and you want to get the latest software version, you're going to pay full price for that new subscription. As I mentioned before, with this special offer, you're getting the lowest price, but if you wait, you're going to be paying more. Let's use AutoCAD as an example because it's one of the most popular products. If you decide down the road that you want the most recent version of AutoCAD, your suggested retail price in North America will be $1,470. If you remained on maintenance, the price that year would be $750. And if you take advantage of the move to subscription offer, depending on when you switch, you'll either pay $600 or $570. You can see there's quite a price difference if you drop off and decide to get current version later. I want to make sure that this is extremely clear so that you're aware of the impact of the timing of switching to subscription. We're getting to the end of the presentation now, and I just want to bring everything back to my analogy when it came to Netflix. When I look at renewing maintenance, it really is very similar to those of you still getting your old school DVD. It still works, it'll still do a great job, and you can continue to do just that. If you choose to switch to subscription, you'll start to see all of the really great value and benefits that come with subscribing. Greater access, flexible control, and valuable insights. And that's a great thing to look forward to and to enjoy. And of course, if you do nothing, you'll still have your old library of DVDs, and you can watch them over and over again, and then pay for a new one when it comes out. The choice really is yours, ultimately, and I've covered a lot of information in this presentation. If you want to talk more about your specific options at your account, I encourage you to speak with your Synergis account manager. If you don't know how to get in contact with your Synergis account manager, feel free to email us at expertsolutions@synergis.com and we can get you in touch with the right person. The most important thing to know is to simply understand the options, what is available, and make the best decision for you and your firm. We encourage you to contact us to learn more, and if you have any questions, email us at expertsolutions@synergis.com. Thank you, and have a great day.